Hello world, this is Wolfstar Games, and welcome back to more Robotics Notes Elite. Last time we learned that someone tampered with the robot doctor's robots, which is rather sad, because, you know, they were toys at one point, so it's like, who exactly did it? I mean, thinking about it more, it would make more sense for the robot doctor to have done it, but that's, I don't know, that's rather sad. It's like, what happened for him to cut the cords on his beloved robots? It's hard to imagine the robot doctor doing that, you know? It's like, this is his passion and his dream, you know, making robots. So why exactly would he do that to his own robots, even though that the robots that he tampered with are, you know, toys? Alright, so I am not where I last left off. I am back in front of the robot clinic with Junna and Akiho, and I forgot to reply to this Tweepo message from last time. I swear, trying to follow a guide while also LPing a game, it's kind of a little tricky, I'm finding, because, you know, I just want to keep going with the story and, you know, kind of advancing things. But since I'm let's playing the game, it's I have to be more on top of things with trying to progress the story. So it's a little tricky, I'm finding, but I think I'll eventually get used to it. Anyway, so we're supposed to reply to this Tweepo. What is your favorite robot? And let's see, Gunvarel, Multi, or Gunbam. Alright, so I'm supposed to reply with multi, so multiple, I guess. And there's a couple of other messages here that I can read. Kai rarely helps out. Usually he won't help because he says he's lazy. Robot doctor killing robots. Doctors should be fixing them. This is just too sad. Yes, I very much agree, Akiho, that it is very sad. And doctors should be fixing them, not breaking them. Or cutting their cords, tampering with them. It's like, that's just not right. Anywho, I will cut ahead to where we last left off here.
というわけで、順にはこの基板のハンダ付けを全部外して、新しいものに付け替える作業をしてもらいます。
Akiho's holding Yoshiro-kun's circuit board in her hand. There are numerous wires soldered onto it.
それ全部?
And of course she's a little intimidated because, you know, she's not very, you know, robot savvy with... And, I mean, she's good with her hands, obviously, because of karate, but this is a completely different way to use your hands.
もちろん.
The next day, Akiho acts quickly. She went out of her way on a weekend to march into Kamada Motors in Nakatanecho and buy new wires and miniature lights. She then came directly to the clinic to remove all of the wiring. Boy, all of the wiring? I imagine that the robots have a ton of wiring in them. And to remove all of them? Wow. And now it's nearly sunset. Okay, so we've been here all day. Alright. Junna and I finally have something to do.
うちは新しく遠隔操縦のための回路を組み込むから。
A new logic board? Is that what she's referring to?
純の作業は重要だよ。吉郎くんの神経をつなぎ直すんだからね。
Can you do that, Junna? With a little help? And also, for her to be working on the same robot that scared her as a child, maybe now she'll, overcome her fear.
で、回は電球の付け替え。
That sounds simple enough. Maybe she should give that job to Junna instead.
それが終わったら、純のサポートね。
Yeah, alright. Junna hands me an electric desoldering pump. It's like, I have to say that a little slowly. It's like desoldering. I almost said desoldier. It's like, I'm desoldering a robot because he is not a soldier. He's a robot. It looks like an electric drill, but the tip has an electric heating component. It uses a motor for suction. I guess you use this to melt the solder and suck it out. Alright. I know nothing of how to maintain a robot and fix a robot. Junna's not afraid of the circuit board, just the robot it came from. Right, yeah. She apparently handles chores around the house, so she's good with her hands. Not to mention her karate. She has no issue with repeating the process.
今日一日で仕上げなくてもいいからね。
Well, that's good. If we had to finish it today, we would be working late into the night. And I assume that Kaito and Akio have some kind of curfew. As well as Junna. Despite Akio's words, Junna quietly and indifferently continues her work. Since early in the morning, the three of us have been engrossed in our tasks, taking advantage of the holiday. Having said that, I finished replacing all the lights yesterday. Holiday? What holiday was it? Does my... If I go under daily records... No. I kind of wish that the daily records, since it's a calendar, would also note, like, what holiday it is. That would be kind of nice. That way I know what holiday they're talking about. And I know Japan has a lot of holidays. Way more than in the States here. So, what am I doing, you ask? What are you doing, Kaito, since you want me to ask? I've been sneakily trying to fix Gojiro-kun's power circuitry by watching and mimicking Akiho. And how's that going for you, Kaito? But it's really frustrating trying to work in the dark. Flashlight, dude. Use a flashlight. Junna finished before the late afternoon. Akio took the circuit board and installed it onto Yoshiro-kun, but even after taking notes beforehand, Akio miswired the whole thing and it was just a giant mess. Oops. She lost track of what connected to where, and we ended the day with Akiho in tears. Oh. What have I told you, Akiho? Don't cry. Same goes with you, Junna. No crying. I don't want to see you crying. Well, back to Junna's perspective. I ride my scooter south down the highway. Going down the highway. Life is a highway. It's like, I love that song. The original version by Tom Cochrane, not, what was it, Rascal Flatts? I believe I have that right. It's like Rascal Flatts did a cover of it, I know, for Disney and Pixar's Cars, but it was originally done by Tom Cochrane. And I much prefer that version. Driving on a wide road like this is a wee bit scary. Are there any other vehicles? That would make it a little more scary, I guess, but if the road is completely cleared, maybe it won't be as scary for her. It's like, how much traffic does this road see? Cars are zooming past me at high speeds. Oh, okay, so just take it easy. Don't panic. Everything will be okay. It's like, how good of a driver is Junna? And I can't help but react and flinch every time one does, hoping I don't get hit. Akio-chan has me running an errand for her. Oh, where are we going? Our plan to fix Grandpa Vegeta's robots isn't going according to plan, but we're still making progress. Well, that's good. Even if it isn't going as smoothly as they had hoped, at least they are still making some kind of progress. Since yesterday, Akio-chan's been testing the wiring to see if it's all connected properly. I guess she's checking each wire to make sure they're working using what's known as an electrical tester. I had already finished my job, so Akio-chan sent me on a new mission for the day. I'm buying a speaker. A speaker? Why is she buying a speaker exactly? Since I'm terrified of robots and can't go anywhere near them, I'm grateful she gave me this task. She'll do anything to get away from any robots. It's like, Junna, sweetie, something's gotta give here. Even now, my knees start shaking when I look at those robots. I'm ashamed of myself, but I just can't move past my memories of that fateful day. And that's what's holding her back. It's like, if she didn't dwell on the past so much, she would be able to look forward much more easily and also probably not be as scared of robots. Maybe. I can only hope. I park my scooter in front of the robot clinic and take off my helmet.
Ah! Jun!
Hi, Akiho. Akiho-chan is waving at me from the storefront.
買ってきてくれた？
I hope she did.
うん。その西の表のホームセンターまで行って。ごめんね、遠出させちゃって。
I mean, we had to go where we had to go to get what we needed. I hand Akiho-chan the speaker in question. It's like, why a speaker of all things? I say speaker, but it's not the type you'd use to listen to music. Oh, wait. Maybe it's a speaker for, you know, the robot to be able to speak? I mean, that would make sense. It's called a unit part, apparently.
吉郎くんのスピーカーユニットね、取り外されちゃってて声が出なかったの。
Okay, it is what I thought. And interesting that his speaker unit was removed. I mean, that's part of the reason why Junna was scared of him as a child. Like, because he kept talking over and over. Doesn't help none that he also fell on top of her, so it's like, I imagine that his voice was right in her ear.
これを代わりに装着すれば喋るようになるよ。
Hopefully. Hopefully.
そうなんだ。
That doesn't instill me with much excitement, quite frankly. Oh. It's like, it's like, only a face a mother would love, right? I know I said that before, but just want to reiterate that. My memories of the incident reemerge, and I quickly shut my eyes. Oh. It's like that memory is just ingrained in there, isn't it? I mean, it was such a traumatic experience for her.
Jun?
Yes?
ヤシオくんは裏の倉庫。ゴジロウくんを直してるみたい。なんでそんなにゴジロウくんにこだわるんだろうね。
Of course, they're completely in the dark why he's so obsessed with Gojiro-kun. Like, are they ever gonna find out?
さあ。
Yeah, it's like, who knows?
ところで、ジュン、部長としてもう一つ頼みたいことがあるんだけどな。
Another errand?
何かな？お使いなら言ってくるけど。
Apparently I'm now Junna. It's like, that's a first.
お使いじゃなくて。
Ah, darn it.
吉郎くんを修理した後のこと。
Okay.
あと、うちらが吉郎くんを修理してるのはドクに元気になってもらうため、そうでしょ？
I mean, that's part of the reason. Like, I feel like there should be more reason than that.
そのためには修理した吉郎くんをドクに見てもらわなくちゃ。
Is Yoshiro-kun really the best one to really repair, though? I mean, he's the one that Doc apparently did the most tampering with. I mean, he did more than just cut the wires. He took out pretty much Yoshiro's voice box.
遠隔操縦を導入したのもそのためで、そのオペレーターなんだけど。
Oh boy. Akiho wants Junna to be Yoshiro's operator. I feel like that's not gonna go well if she does wind up trying to do it. Akiho-chan gazes into my eyes. She's always like this. Yes, she is. She can't help it. She's like OCD, isn't she? Oh yeah. It was brought to my attention in a comment on an earlier video that each character represents a mental disorder, and apparently Kaito represents depression. So if he represents depression, what do the other characters represent? I'm guessing Akiho represents OCD. At least that's my theory. Akiho-chan is always facing forward. Her eyes are sparkling so much that it almost hurts to look. And so as to escape her brightness, I always look away.
逃げないで、ジュン。
But she does want to run away. And I guess Junna would be an inferiority complex, and you know that's like kind of hit me over the head like all the time. So that's another mental disability. Not disability, personality. She holds my hand tight. Akio-chan always does this. She constantly blocks my exit path. It's not fair. If she corners me like this, she knows I can't say no. Oh. Junna, you know, if you did say no and asserted yourself, Akio could very well, maybe not very well, but she might be able to understand where Junna's coming from a little more. It's like, no, I don't want to work on these robots. I don't want anything to do with these robots. It's like, and I assume that's why she wants to quit the robot club, because she's afraid of them, right? So she wants to quit because she's afraid of them, and she just has this underlying, like, how do I want to put it? This underlying, I guess, need to just to stay away from anything mechanical. Even though I always tell myself that I have to say no. Conflicting feelings. They are kind of conflicting feelings, yes. What if I say no and she hates me or looks down on me? She won't hate you, Junna, if you say no. It's like Akio would be disappointed, but she wouldn't hate Junna for it. I mean, Akio's just not that kind of person, really, to hate someone or look down on someone because they're too afraid to work on robots. I mean, sure, Akio will be disappointed, but she should be understanding of Junna's plight. So I can only hope that Akio would actually be very understanding. I get too scared to say anything.
オペレーターはジュンにやってほしい。ロボが怖いのはわかるけど、この役目はきっとジュンしかできないし。
She's not the only one. I mean, Kaito can do it. But of course, Kaito will also balk for different reasons.
ロボットのこと好きになってもらいたいの。
And that's what I want too. It's like, I want Junna to like robots as well, but we shouldn't force Junna to like them. It needs to be gradual. She needs to be eased into it. And the way Akio's going about it right now, she's being too forceful.
無理だよ。
I shut my eyes tight and swat Akio-chan's hands off mine. I'm panicking over what I just did. I mean, that was actually kind of a little assertive of Junna. She's going to hate me. She's going to exclude me from the group. No, she's not. It's like, Akio is definitely surprised by it. These thoughts prevent me from speaking a word. A bad word? Akio-chan, on the other hand, looks surprised for a moment before she tearfully clings to me. Why is Akio clinging to Junna? Exactly. I mean, I get that Akio wants, Junna to be the operator, but she shouldn't have to, like, cling to her to convince her. I mean, that's basically just Akio begging if she's clinging to Junna, and that's not the way to go about it.
Jun, onegai!
Now sounds desperate.
無理なの。こればっかりは私できないよ。ごめん。私店の中にいるね。
I peel myself away from Akio-chan's grasp then rush inside the shop. You okay now, Junna? Deep breaths. My heart is still racing. I managed to say no. You did. Good on you to actually say no. I usually get caught up in her pace, but not this time. Like, her confidence is slowly going up, it seems. She's bolstering herself up. I feel like I've grown a little. Yeah. But that's just a lie. Now you're just lying to yourself, Junna. I'm still running away. The shop is completely silent. My ears begin to ring. I always hate that feeling when my ears are ringing. I feel like I'll hear Grandpa Fujita yelling at any moment. I stand still and cover my ears. I don't think that will really help much. Repairing Gojiro-kun proves to be more difficult than I anticipated. While getting advice from Akio, I'm trying to make the bare minimum repairs necessary to get him running again. I mean, how dexterous is Kaito with robot maintenance? It's like, I mean, not dexterous, but how good is he at it? I mean, we haven't seen him do this before, so it's like, I wonder if he's really going to be able to actually fix Gojiro-kun. I mean, we need to get him fixed for triggering the last trigger to get the Kimijima report, but I don't know, maybe we need to ask Akio for help. But it ends up taking me days just to figure out which wire is for the power. Working in this dark room is hardly making things any easier. Flashlight! To add insult to injury, Gojiro-kun has no wheels, so I can't easily get him outside. Well, maybe with Junna and Akio's help, they could all carry him outside? It's like, how heavy is he? I'll just have to manage on my own. Oh. Aw. Thanks for the vote of confidence, Airi. It's like, let's go, Kai, let's go. Airi's been cheering for me since I started doing work here. Well, that's really sweet of her. I wish I could be as easygoing as she is. I mean, for an AI, it's like she is just plain adorable. And, you know, I'm sure this is just a, sprite model, but she looks so alive. But no, here I am, suffering over a Trupid over a Trupid trigger. Over a stupid trigger. Regardless, all that's left is to solder one last wire onto the motor. And if the motor itself is busted, well, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Aye? Aye? I continue working, using my flashlight as my singular source of light. He is using a flashlight. So why is he saying that it's so dark if he's using a flashlight? And at last, the soldering job is complete. I keep wanting to say soldier, but it's supposed to be solder. When did I get so sweaty? You tell me, Kaito. It's actually pretty nice outside these days, but this storage room is stuffy as hell.
Yosh, dekita.
You're all done?
完成ですか？すごいです。
まったく無駄な時間を費やされたよ。
But it needed to be done. I'd be playing Kill Ballad if it weren't for this trigger. Well, you decided to do this, so it's like you need to follow through with it. Anyhow, that should do the trick. It might not move perfectly, but it should at least power on.
電源コードはどこだ?
I searched the floor with my hands. Use your flashlight.
ID はわからないです。
You can't see the power cord ID? I figure since she's an AI that she would be able to detect anything and everything.
期待してないよ。
Or maybe AIs can't do that. I mean, AIs in the real world are far from, ID, so I can only assume that ID would have some limitations. It's not long before I find the cable in question. I pull it and insert it into a power strip. I switch Gojiro-kun on with bated breath. But it doesn't move a muscle. Does it have a switch on him as well?
あれ? おかしいな。
What's weird? I turn the power switch on and off, disconnect, and reconnect the power cable a couple of times. Nothing?
なんでだ? 俺でいけるはずなんだけど。
Why isn't it working? At this point, I have no idea what the issue is. Maybe it's time to ask for Akio's help. I'm not skilled enough to be able to troubleshoot this sort of problem. But Akio should be. I mean, it's like, come on, Kaito, ask her. If this last-ditch effort doesn't work, I'll just have to come back another day. I decide to take a look at the power strip connection itself. Hopeful. The strip in question came from the robot clinic and has an extension cable about 3 meters long. I was hoping that maybe the main power cable was just unplugged or something. I mean, that's a thought, and worth checking. I stand up and start walking with the flashlight in my hand. Careful! I catch my foot on another robot. Much how like Junna did the same thing. This causes me to fall over dramatically. Is a robot gonna fall on top of him? Jeez, you okay, Kaito? Dust goes flying all over the place, causing me to cough up a storm. Ugh. I then look up and find one of Doc's robots about to topple on me. Oh, it's like it. I'd rather avoid becoming a victim today, thanks. Seems that these robots are a tripping hazard. Maybe that's why Doc just hold them away in here and, you know, cut their cords and took out their voice boxes so that no one would, you know, get hurt from them. I mean, that's something to think about, with them being a trip hazard. My body reacts fast, and I manage to raise myself up and catch the robot before it topples over. That's good. It's heavy, but not so heavy that I can't hold it up. I clench my teeth as I return it to its standing position.
焦った。
Second, that's exactly how Junna felt. Except she wasn't able to catch the robot before it fell.
大丈夫ですか？アキホを呼んできましょうか？
It's like, I'm okay, Airi. No need to call for Akiho.
いや、いいよ。
I crouch down in place to collect my breath and find something on the floor. Oh?
うん?
I pick it up. It's covered in dust. It's a picture frame. So, a picture? There's very clearly a photo inside of it.
なんでこんなところに?
Did Doc drop it here? Or was it deliberately placed here? I blow the dust away and wipe the surface so I can get a better look at the picture. Or maybe when Junna was in here as a child and the robot fell on top of her, maybe the robot also notched down a picture?
これは?
Huh. Well, huh. Look how happy Junna and Doc look. Aw. I really like this picture. So, of course, this is before the incident. I mean, Junna was just fine around the robots before her eventual fear of them. Aw, this is such a cute picture. Doc has such a toothless big grin on him. He looks so happy here. And he was much closer with Junna then, so... Aw. I really hope that Junna and her grandfather, you know, make things up between the two of them. I mean, it's been so long that I feel like it's time for them to come to amends with each other.
Jun-chan?
Yep, it definitely is. A little broken up there, Yoshiro. That's when I hear an odd voice coming from outside. That was coming from outside? Well, right, that's because Akio has been working on Yoshiro outside, so that's really odd that Kaito can hear Yoshiro from inside the forbidden storage space. It's like, how thin are the walls in here? A very robotic, monotone voice. Did Akio finish Yoshiro-kun's repairs? Sort of, it sounds like. I mean, he's kind of broken up. I head out of the storage room, photo in hand.
Aki-chan.
Akio is standing in front of the blue robot, wiping the sweat off her forehead in satisfaction. Is she satisfied with this, progress? Well, I guess, actually, yeah, it's something. It's not perfect, but at least it's something. Yoshiro's voice is kind of broken up, but he is able to talk again.
Kai, どう？スピーカー交換したらちゃんと喋ったよ。
Its eyes, mouth, ears, and chest lights shine brightly while its thick arms swing up and down at regular intervals. There must be like a wire that's not completely hooked up, right?
おー、喋ってる喋ってる。
Yeah. Sort of. Still needs a little work.
でも、ちゃんとじゃないよね。
Yeah.
ちょっと接触悪いのかな。後で調整する。それより見てよ、この吉郎くんの素晴らしさ。
Save that line for when he's all fixed, Akio.
腕の機構もちゃんと生きてたんだよ。
Well, that's good. It's like he's still functional in that regard. It's just that his voice box needs work.
すごいんだからこれ。歯車で腕を動かしてるの、まるでからくり人形みたい。
I do wonder exactly what purpose these robots are for. I mean, they're big robots, so as toys, how can they be used?
なかなか愛嬌あるけど、動きはあんまり面白くないね。
Hey Kaito, are you gonna show Akiho the picture you just found? All he does is swing his arms up and down and say a couple words.
でもきっと子供たちにとっては最高のお友達に。あれ、ジュン？
I follow Akio's gaze to find Junna standing in the distance, a shocked expression on her face. Is she okay? Something's wrong. Doesn't seem like everything's okay. She's staring at Yoshiro-kun, trembling. Oh.
そいつだ。
It is. It's okay, Junna. It's like you're older now. He's not gonna hurt you this time. What did she say? Just his voice all broken up is just kind of making me flinch. It's like almost every line. It's a little. It's a little grating on my ears a little bit. Yoshiro-kun continues to speak with his distorted voice. Junna's expression darkens and she curls up into a ball. Oh. Junna. She starts shaking her head violently. It's like she has, like, post-traumatic stress here.
あの時、私は押し倒したの。
It's like she can't get that memory out of her head.
そいつ。
アキちゃん、とりあえずこのロボ喋るの止めて。
ちょっと待って。
Akio tries to open the back lid in a hurry. But because she's panicking, she can't quite get it open. It's like, just, Junna. It's like, it's gonna be okay. It's like, I really feel for her right now. Junna uncharacteristically yells.
あなたなんか友達じゃない。
No, it's more like a scream.
ジュンちゃん、落ち着いて。
Yeah, it's like, calm down.
Aki ちゃん、早く止めてってば。
わかってるよ。
It's like she's trying, Kaito. Finally, Akio manages to turn him off. There we go. Jeez. Yoshiro-kun's lights vanish. But by then, Junna is already dashing toward the highway. All we can do is watch her run. Even if we tried to catch her, we'd run the risk of getting an attack. Right. There's no time for that. We stand no chance against a real athlete. I sigh and glance down at the picture frame I picked up inside the storage room. Show Akio. It's an old photo of Junna, Doc, and Yoshiro-kun lovingly standing next to each other. The next day. as we get out of school with the, or maybe it's just the class ending, but it sounds more like school's ending. I remember from no, from the past that if I look at the board, that this one changes from day to day. Today's chore duty, Nagamine and Hanyu. I gotta remember to check the blackboard every time I'm in here. And oh, today's the 26th. There was something about the 26th in the guide here. Oh, okay. This isn't until later. I'll save that for next time then. So I think this is a good place to stop, actually. So I am definitely calling it here. Oh man, Junna, it's like definitely some PTSD going on there with her with her getting triggered from hearing Yoshiro's voice again. Oh man, that was heartbreaking. That was really heartbreaking. Oh man, it's like I now that it's the next day, I do wonder how she's feeling. Is if she's still feeling some PTSD from the from yesterday. So, uh, it's like I want to continue, but at the same time, yeah, it's in due time. You know, in due time, we'll find out how she's doing. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed watching, and thank you all for watching as well. And if you enjoyed the video and want to see more, like, favorite, and claw that subscribe button to become part of the pack. And as always, everyone, I hope you all have a wonderful day or night, wherever you may be.